Previously on DRAGONAGE.
I am Nathaniel Howe. My family owned these lands until you showed up. Do you even remember my father?
How? It figures that they would turn up again. The Howes are implacable enemies, Commander.
Exactly. Therefore, I wish to invoke the right of conscription.
You what?
From this moment forth, Nathaniel Howe, you are a Grey Warden.
Nemea, you're still here.
I keep my promises. Here. Turns out you were right. The cache is here in Amaranthine.
It is? You found it? So long as the Templars have that sample of my blood, they can find me. I need to destroy it.
Oh, it is so good to see you, my friend. I contemplated visiting you at Vigil's Keep, but things got busy. The Libertarians wish to pull away entirely from the Chantry. And if they get enough support...
Pull away entirely? That's madness. I hate Chantry oversight as much as the next mage. But they can't just decide to leave.
One of my colleagues, Ines, has spent the last few months in the Wending Wood. The Circle has been unable to reach her, given the trouble in the area. If you happen to find yourself in the wood on your travels, perhaps you could tell her about the meeting of the college. Ines is a well-respected mage and a voice of reason, something we could use on our side.
We've all heard so much about you. So many good things, unbelievable things. But many of your deeds cost people here a chance at great advancement. So many fortunes were deeply intertwined with the old Arl. Some nobles here, they seek to end your dominion over them. They mean to end you before you can begin. A deadly coalition.
A conspiracy to murder me? I'm flattered.
Our caravans are being attacked. The wagons are burnt to ashes, and there have been no survivors. It's completely crippled trade between Amaranthine and Denerim. No one wants to travel the road through the Wending Wood. Can the Grey Wardens help at all?
Not to belabor the point or anything, but I think this caravan was attacked.
Yeah, Anders, it does seem that way. And for a second, it sounded like the bandits were going to attack us. At least we heard a battle cry. But I don't see anything. So that was a bit weird. I mean, we're only 4 people, so I'm not sure if we look that threatening. Broken crate. Some elf root in it. This caravan was smashed to bits. Simple bandits would not have done this much damage. And I kind of agree. You know, bandits are out to, you know, steal things of value, not just smash and burn everything. Oh, here they are. I'll try to make some short work of these guys.
I'm going on your guard! Bleeding!
You'll notice that it's nice to have Anders in the party, if for nothing else that he tends to do a lot of remote healing automatically, so that you don't have to keep track of keeping your party members alive quite so much. So I find it convenient to have him in the party many a time. Okay, some random loot, some potions. Got some gold out of it. Not too bad.
Let's get started.
Ice arrows. A scroll. The orders of the Greenfell Militia. Okay, it says, Kendall, the caravans can't get through the woods, and the village is running low on supplies. It's that Dalish clan causing trouble again, I know it. I had my man speak to their keeper several months back, and she, I think it was a she, you can't tell with these elves, said they'd leave for more remote parts. It looks as though they're back. Likely they're stupid land ships blocking the roads. They're a stubborn race and more than a little dense. I must trouble you for a favor. Go to the Wending Wood and order them to leave. Mayor Grisby. I'm sure they took that really well. Okay, so the local people, the merchants seem to think that it was bandits causing the trouble, but the local people here think it's the Dalish causing the trouble. And, you know, I mean, okay, it's obvious that he's a bit racist against elves, but seriously, you can't tell males from females apart? That looks pretty obvious to me. I don't know. Maybe, jeez. It's a little extreme, I think. Come on. I'm sure if Vexus ever meets this Mayor Grisby, he's going to have a few words for him. Oh yay, more bandits. And the trees have come to life, and they look pretty pissed. A charred Sylvan. Okay, so pissed probably because he's on fire. So I'm not sure I blame him for that.
That went well, thankfully.
Okay, so the last time that we saw the Sylvans actually rising up to do battle was in the Brazilian forest. And that was just because that forest was pretty close to the Vale. And so a lot of spirits were pretty unquiet, and they were dwelling in the trees. But we've had no reports of the Vale being thin around the Wending Wood. So maybe there's some other reason the trees are angry. Or at least coming to life. Let's see. Nathaniel, would you please do me the favor and open this chest? Okay, we got experience for opening the chest, and that means Ogren went up a level. Ooh. And we got a huge dragon bone maul. Actually, Ogren might be interested in that, so... First, let's go ahead and level up. Ogren, what can we do with you? Actually, your strength... Well, we'll give you one to strength, just out of the fact that you used it all the time. But it's freaking high, actually. So, let's give you a little magic resistance, because you are severely lacking in that for being a dwarf. And what else? We'll give you some clarity for a stamina bonus. And let's see, second wind. Yeah, this gives them a sudden restoring of their stamina. That sounds really helpful, so we'll go with that. And Vexus, since I took my eye off him, puts on the start dripping rock spell. So I'll turn that back off. Ugh. Every time. I really should just go into the tactics screen and fix that, but I'm kind of lazy. Alright. Oh, now I remember. I wanted to take a quick look at the items we got and see if we can assign anything. We got a lot of fire arrows, so we'll just give that to Nathaniel. I know I tend to skip a lot of this intervening fighting stuff normally. I'm experimenting with leaving a little bit more of the gameplay and the tactics stuff in. But that said, if you guys think that these parts are just way too boring, just leave a comment, let me know, and I can go back to editing out these sections. But anyway, let's see. We have a longbow and the Antivan longbow, but none of them are good enough, really, compared to the sorrows of let me try that again. The sorrows of Arlathon, or Arlathon. The elves seem to keep changing their pronunciations of their ancient homelands. Some say Arlathon, some say Arlathon. And there just seems to be no agreement. Which, if you think about it, is kind of realistic in a way, you know. Not all people pronounce ancient words the same way. But it looks like the Darkspawn Ravager is still a bit better. So, oh well. And all of this mail here really doesn't come up to snuff. So I'll probably just end up selling a bunch of this stuff later when we get back to civilization. Unless there's something for Anders, but I kind of doubt it. I just have mostly metal here. Okay. Moving on. Oh, another tree. I was like, where's the enemy?
Let's make this quick, shall we? Let's get started. Show me what you've got. This is my favorite part.
Really, Anders? Another charred one. Man, who's been burning all the trees? This is bizarre. I mean, if you look out there, you can see there's even more trees on fire. And let's see, thanks to our survival skill, we can see some bandits up ahead. So we'll go ahead and take care of them. Hello, bandits. I love Winter's Grasp. Not only does it do a decent amount of damage, but having those few seconds of them being frozen is really goes a long way in just getting the upper hand on any kind of fight. It doesn't always freeze them.
Let's get started.
But the higher magic skill you have, the more likely it is to actually freeze them.
You had it coming.
Found some gold.
Let's get started.
Some healing potions, some more gold, some more gold. You know, when all's said and done, I do kind of like that when they went to Dragon Age 2, they made a lot more of the loot just be money and stuff that is classified as junk, which means you already know that it's just meant for selling and doesn't actually serve a purpose. Because it's a little bit more vague in this game, what you pick up as to whether or not it's useful. It's not a big deal, but I did kind of like the change. And some more elf fruit.
As you wish.
In case we want to ever make potions. Look at the debris just everywhere. Let's check our map here. Okay, we have... Alright, that's the bandit camp, which we already sacked. Saw the upper path here. It looks like we have a choice. There may be a way to go this way and this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow our standard rule, and I'm just going to swing this way to the left first.
Out of my way. I need to get out of here.
Calm down.
No, you don't understand. She's after me.
Who's after you?
The elf. She makes the trees come alive. All we wanted was some easy money from the caravans, but... Make her help me. She's here. Gotta get away.
Another scavenger here to prey on the misfortunes of others? No, you are too well armed. Here for me, then. You will not drive me from these forests. The Shems could not do it, the Darkspawn could not, and you will fare no better.
What do you know about the caravan attacks?
The Shem merchants stole my sister. Their actions drove me to this. The caravans are only the beginning. I want Serani returned to me, or more will die. Deliver this message! Consider this a warning.
Now that was a way to make an entrance and an exit. Okay, so it actually does look like, well, maybe not all the Dalish elves, but certainly one Dalish elf seems to be behind this. So she's making the trees come alive, and she's the one who's been attacking the caravans. So it looks like we're going to have to deal with her. Okay, can't open that door. Looks like we got some ancient ruins around here. They might actually be from the old Elven Empire. I'm not certain. They kind of remind me a little bit of the ruins of Ostagar, which was from the same time period, I believe, in the ancient times when the dwarves and the elves had more contact.
Right.
And more bandits, who, it seems, are actually trying to get out of here
As you wish.
and flee the wrath of the elf.
On your guard!
But at the same time, they're still willing to fight us on their way out, which is kind of not smart for them.
Is the battle over yet?
Let's see. How do I get up there to loot the bodies? Ogren seems in no trouble here as he hacks people apart, which is what he does best. Actually, kind of it's a bit misty over there, but it's kind of a nice view of the surrounding countryside. Looks like the local terrain is very mountainous, but also quite forested. The northern parts of Ferelden seem to be kind of mountainous as a whole, without there actually being a true mountain range. These must be much older mountains that have eroded down over the many, many years. Because the highest mountains, of course, are to the west. Oh, they're fighting a tree. I wondered. Okay, there you go. Hello, Mr. Tree.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
This is like the Lorax's revenge here with all these trees coming to life.
Right. To battle!
Oops. That tree knocked me for a loop there. Couldn't do anything for a second.
Right. As you wish.
Ooh, and I leveled up. Excellent. Let's see what we got here. I am the magic powerhouse, but I'm gonna up some of my other stats as well. Okay, I think, yeah. So Battle Mage is not unlocked yet. Maybe I should unlock that this time I play through, because that'd be kind of cool. Oh yeah, we're finishing out our elemental spells, because why not? And eventually we'll get Petrify, which is actually kind of cool. It's another way to keep an enemy from doing anything for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Injury kits, which can be useful. Lots of stamina potions. I'll probably have to sell off a lot of those, because I don't need that many. Okay, check the map again. I want to go... Ooh, abandoned Dalish camp. So we came up this way. And once again, I think I'm going to just keep veering to the left, because looks like interesting stuff that way anyway. There are the land ships. What a mess.
Don't these Dalish elves travel in packs? What's with a tiny camp? And here, looks like there was a bit of a fight, but no bodies. Just all these weapons. Something smells here, Commander. And it isn't me.
Well, I agree with you, Ogren. Looks like we have freshly made Dalish graves here, with the torches to them still lit. Yeah, shallow graves. Small stone cairns? I don't know how you pronounce that. Mark these graves, which appear to have been dug recently. Let's see, do we get the same thing for everyone? Let's find out. Yeah, okay. Picked up some local herbs here. Daughter Misan. That's a sword, but I think it's not as good as the stuff that we have. Dalish clan shield. I think that's everything around here. Discarded weapon rays over here. Ah, yes. This is a pile of Ferelden weaponry that has been dumped in a corner of the camp. So it's just been dumped here. It's not like it doesn't look like it's fell because people dropped them in battle. So that's kind of strange. Dalish wouldn't use Ferelden weapons, and they wouldn't just be dumping them in their camp.
This should be easy enough.
Alright, we got Dalish armor and an Elven Prayer for the Dead, which is a gift for an upcoming companion. Don't see anything else to investigate around this camp, but things still look suspicious. Here's a Ferelden sword stuck in the ground. A common Ferelden sword driven deep into the ground of the campsite. It looks as though it was planted here on purpose. Huh. So, either the Fereldans who seem to have maybe attacked this camp really wanted to make sure the Dalish elves knew that it was them who did it, or with all those swords dumped over there on the campsite, this is starting to look like maybe a setup. In which case, this whole thing may just be a misunderstanding. Alright, back to our map. There's a mine over here. But the door is locked and it says we can't pick it. So, that way's closed to us, at least for now. So I guess we'll just keep bearing to the left here. Eventually we'll get the whole area scouted out. That is a burning tree that'll probably attack us. Yep.
On.
You know, I got nothing against trees, you know. I really wish they would just leave me alone, you know. I'm not trying to cut you down. I'm not trying to set you on fire. They are really slow movers, but they pack a wallop if they smack you with their hands. And they're carrying potions of stamina around for some bizarre reason. Okay, that's a dead end. We need to get to a lower path. The terrain here actually reminds me a bit of the wilds down south where we met Morrigan for the first time. More Blood Lotus.
Watch for the beasts.
Whoa! A ton of wolves just came out here.
As you wish. Stand back. I can handle this. A little frantic.
And Cone of Cold actually is a nice area effect for freezing enemies as well. It's a bit limited in its range, but if your enemies are clumping together, then it's kind of useful.
Forests have a lot of animals, don't they? Dirty, filthy beasts.
Alright, Anders likes domestic things like cats. He doesn't like wild animals, it seems. So, blight wolves, I mean, I guess it's another sign that the Darkspawn are on the move, although technically this is not a blight. Let's keep going this way, although we know that there are more wolves off to the side. Madcap, just another type of plant. Getting a lot of plants out here. Hope we can use them at some point. Oh yay, poisonous spiders.
This could be easy enough.
Not too bad though.
Let's get started. Good one.
Except there's more of them.
Come now, defend yourself. As you wish. Let's get started.
Zapping spiders. Okay, now let's get back to what I wanted to do. Investigate this corpse. Okay. No evidence on him as to what the Darkspawn are up to. But, as usual, the, things that are affected by the Blight have no qualms about killing each other.
Let's get started.
Buckle of the Winds. Yeah. Just a defense bonus. No big whoop. Another dead end, of course, so we gotta go back around. Something quest-related is over here.
Don't look. Don't look at me.
Who are you?
Olaf, my name. Came with friends to drive out away the elf, but the Darkspawn were too quick. We were ripped apart, biting claws and teeth from the darkness, and then I woke, flesh and bone and gristle under me, around me. Everyone dead. Dead, soft meat melting into the ground. I crawled away, came here. Can't stand to see it.
He is severely infected by the Blight. Or the Taint, maybe I should say. Did you kill the elves?
No. Darkspawn came first. They slaughtered us, took our steel, brought it to the elven camp. Tricked us. Tricked the elf. Now, she thinks we are to blame. Hunts all in her rage while they watch.
So all these people died over a misunderstanding? Maker, that's horrible. We have to stop her. Tell her she's wrong. Do you think she's back at her camp? We could try looking for her there.
The Dark Ones are curious about you too. They watch you as well as her. Can you feel them?
Do you know anything about this elf's sister?
Sister? I have a sister. Do I? Elf sister? No, we did not take her. Probably dead. Or eaten.
Where did the Darkspawn come from here?
Beneath. Around. from shadows.
This disease you have will kill you, you know.
Am already dead. Am already gone. Make an end, please.
As you wish. Oh, and look who's here.
This should be easy enough.
Darkspawn. I hate these guys.
Here we go! Is that all you got?
We'll chain lightning here. Hit some multiple enemies. Yeah, fireball's a bit extreme at this point, I think. Lightning to the back.
Pathetic creature!
This should be easy enough.
There we go. So, of course, there's no known cure for the taint. The closest thing is, of course, becoming a Grey Warden.
As you wish.
But that'll still give you about 30 years at the most. We got an elven trinket. A carved ironbark trinket inlaid with silver and suspended from a leather cord. That's another gift. Poor wretch. But he did confirm one of our possibilities was that this was indeed a setup. And it seems the Darkspawn were the ones who did the setup. So once again, they are showing a level of cunning that we have not seen before. And Anders suggested that we return to the camp and confront the elven woman with our suspicions. Sure enough, it's marked there at the campsite. And I don't see anything else up here on the plateau, so I guess I will go ahead and go back.
Why are you still here? I told you to stay away from me. I warned you. This place is not for you.
The humans did not kidnap your sister.
I know a human crime when I see it. I've experienced more than enough of them. You will pay for repeating their lies.
Oh boy. Well, once again, it's time to fight the trees.
As you wish. On your guard!
I wish I could freeze them, but
You're mine!
it seems like I can.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
Zap, zap. Lightning. There's a whole pack of these things.
Less fighting, more dying. Blast you. It's either you or me, and it isn't going to be me.
I wish they'd come up with some new battle cries for this expansion, because they're all the same. You know, I mean, on the one hand, yeah, you have some new companions, so you'll hear some new battle cries from them, but for Vexus and Ogren, not really anything new. Let's see. No, that door's still locked. We need to get that elven woman to calm down. Autosave. Not good.
You will never take me alive.
I'm not going to kill you.
Then will you let me go? For the sake of our people and what we share.
Not yet. I wish to talk.
Talk.
The humans are not to blame for what happened here.
You expect me to believe that? What of the weapons? Or my sister's disappearance?
The weapons here were planted by Darkspawn.
I wondered why anyone would discard the weapons. But you say the Darkspawn planted them? That would mean the Darkspawn killed my people and took my sister.
I found this trinket on one of the Darkspawn.
That is Sereni's. She would never willingly part with that. Our mother gave it to her before she died. Why would the Darkspawn do this?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
You have no reason to trust me, but let me come with you.
Very well, but I'll be watching you.
Great. Another twitchy magic sort. Just what we need.
My name is Valana, if you care for such things. Do you know where the Darkspawn might dwell?
Down in the tunnels, most likely.
There is an abandoned mine some ways to the north of here. The tunnels run far into the earth. We will likely find the Darkspawn there.
Alright, so for this mission, we are required to take Valena with us. And, let's see. We're going down to the tunnels, so Ogren's probably a good choice. And let's see. It's kind of a toss-up, and it is nice to have Anders' healing abilities, but at the same time, again, we already are going to have 2 magic users with us, so we might as well take a rogue. So, yes. Nathaniel, you're with us as well. So Valena likes that we let her come with us, but Ogren doesn't really like magic, so not quite thrilled about having her with us. Similar to when we took on Sten, we now have a confirmed murderer who turns out was murdering for the wrong reasons. We tend to collect these as we go along. She definitely has the magic stuff going for her, and we need to choose her can't talk anymore. Choose her specializations. She already is a keeper, and since she likes to hang out in the woods and all that, we'll go ahead and give her a shapeshifter specialization. And because it's always nice to have a healer in the party, we'll make her a spirit healer as well. She's got the herbalism. We'll give her some survival. And definitely go all the way on the combat abilities so that we have full access to spells. Give her all the mage talents. Some spirit healing talents. Keeper talents, definitely. Again, I want to give her some healing stuff. And we'll end up with some shield magic, and we'll give her the ability to turn into a spider, because we know that always helps. And she also likes to cast rock armor on herself. Beautiful. Just can't get away from that spell. I still say it looks a lot better in Dragon Age 2, that particular spell. But now it sounds like we can actually go down into the mines. After we take care of an ogre. Looks like we got some Darkspawn mages over here. For some reason the Darkspawn mages are always called emissaries. But I don't know why they're called that. I mean, this is the first time we ever encountered a Darkspawn who could talk. So otherwise I don't know why any of them would be called emissaries. But anyway. How are we doing on our storage space? Okay, almost halfway. After this mission, we're going to definitely have to start unloading some stuff.
This should be easy enough.
An ogre had healing potions. Okay. Alright, so down we go.